Question number 12. Question number 12 is under reverse mortgage scheme that you don't need to solve. I told you to write the theory as per section 47 and section 10-14. So that is only more than enough. As I told you all, if you read this much and go in the exam, the reverse mortgage scheme is over. You don't need to again solve this. So don't solve this question for exam. Whichever sum I am solving on that top, you write exam. Only that many sums only you have to solve and go. Not more than that, not less than that. You can do more, but you can't do less. Okay. Mr. Roy, age 55 years. Simply you get 55. That means 2,50,000 is the basic exemption limit. Mr. Roy, age 55 years, owned a residential house in Ghaziabad. It was acquired by Mr. Roy on 10/10/1986 for rupees 6 lakhs. He sold it for rupees 53 lakhs on 4/11/2015. The stamp duty valuation authority of the state fixed value of the property at rupees 65 lakhs. So as per section 56, you have to take 65. The SSE paid 2 lakhs on the sales consideration as the brokerage on the sales of the said property. Many of the students will calculate 2% on 65 lakhs stamp duty valuation, not on 53 lakhs, but it is a huge mistake. The question clearly specifies the SSE paid 2% of the sales consideration as brokerage. Sales consideration is 53 lakhs. For the purpose of calculation of capital gain, 65 lakhs is being taken as full value of consideration, but the SSE has received 53 lakhs only, but he has to calculate as per 65 lakhs because it is the provisions of this act. You have to calculate this much and pay tax. The government wants that. Okay. Mr. Roy acquires a residential house property at Kolkata on 10/12/2015 for 7 lakhs. Section 54. Simply you come to know, write 54 and deposited rupees 3 lakh on 10/4/2016. Deposit rupees 3 lakh. Wait. And rupees 3 lakh on 10/4/2016 and rupees 5 lakhs on 56/2016 in the capital gain bonds of ruler RECL bonds. Okay, it is RECL bonds. So you have to check 6 months period. And as I am seeing, only the first one will be allowed. The second one will not be allowed since it is more than 6 months. The deposit is done after the 6 months. So the second one will not be allowed. 5 lakhs, 3 lakhs will be only allowed. So simply write section 54 EC over here. He deposited rupees 4 lakhs on 6/7/2016 and rupees 3 lakhs on 1/11/2016 in the capital gain deposit scheme in the nationalized bank for the construction of an additional floor on the residential house property in Kolkata. Compute the capital gain charged to tax for the assessment year 2016-17 and the income tax charged thereon, assuming Mr. Roy has no other income. Cost of inflations are given over here, so we'll see that later. He deposited, the most important part over here is deposited in CGDS account. CGDS account is allowed if you have earned a capital gain and you have deposited in a CGDS account, it won't be taxable. It will be allowed as a deduction. But the deduction is allowed only if the amount has been deposited before the period of filing of return. Filing of return is done on 31st July of the assessment year. Are you understanding it? 31st July of the assessment year. Assessment year, why I said assessment year? 31st July of the, or it can be said as the next year of the financial year. That is the previous year. 31st July. Sorry, let me explain this properly because many of the students do goof up over here. The financial year is of 1/4/2014. Let me take 15 to 31/3/2016. So the assessment year, the AY is 16 and 17. Do you agree? So the deposit in CGDS account will be allowed till 31st July 2016. That is in the next year till 31st July it will be allowed. Not more than that. If he is doing that audit part, that means you won't understand it right now because it is a part of PGPP. If the audits are done for the financial statement, then till 30th September 2016 the deposit in CGDS account will be allowed. That is, the filing of return dates are given over here. If the normal SSC, then 31st July. If the tax audited SSC, then 30th September. For tax auditing the SSC, the audit done at the SSC's place, so the extension of the period is given of filing of return as 30th September 2006. So this sum is about that. The question has been solved in the immense manner. It has been solved. The sum is going running in 3 pages. So you have to not solve in 3 to 4 pages. Just simply solve the pattern how I have given you all. That is FVOC less transfer expenses, less net consideration, less index cost of acquisition, less index cost of improvement, less deduction under section 54 if it is available, less deduction under section 54C it is available, less deposited in CGDS account, that is capital gain deposit account, deposit scheme account. That's it. So let me overview once. Gross sales consideration on the transfer of residential house property. Never write the note in this. Always remember 65. Write the note after the sum. It is very important. You should note this. The examiner get irritated if you do all these things. If your main sum runs in 3 pages, the examiner will not take efforts to read it. He'll see the first sum because his answer solution he only will see long-term capital gain first. If he sees the long-term capital gain, he'll come to know the entire sum is right. Then he'll start scrutinizing your sum. Okay. So firstly, you do that small box. I'm guiding you all. Do it properly, students. Don't take it as a simple thing. Because of your presentation, you all might lose marks. Many of the professors might say presentation has no marks, but presentation has marks. You have to take care of the examiner while writing the paper. You have to take care of, you don't do silly mistakes also, as well as you have to take care that the examiner give proper marks. That is your most crucial part that you have to do. You just don't need to solve the entire sum and let the examiner check. You check whatever you understand. I have done the sum right. That is not the right thing. Okay. Write FVOC over here. Less transfer expenses. 2% of 53 lakhs comes to this much, 1,06,000. Net consideration is 63,94,000. Less index cost of acquisition. You know how to calculate index cost of acquisition. Then comes long-term capital gain. Less exemption under section 54, 7 lakhs. Less exemption under section 54 EC, 3 lakhs. This 4 lakhs I have cut over here, but you have to take it 4 lakhs. Take 4 lakhs because it has been deposited before 31st July 2016. The question is not saying that he is a tax audited SSC, so 1/11/2016 is not available anyways, because the tax audited SSC is allowed an extension of period of filing return till 30th September 2016. Exemption under section 54 EC is done. CGDS account 4 lakhs is available. That comes to 11 lakhs, 11 lakhs and 3 lakhs. Then finally long-term capital gain is 3,61,143. Since the Mr. Roy is 55 years old, he'll get a basic exemption of 2,50,000. So long-term capital gain 3,61,143 less exemption limit, basic exemption limit 2,50,000 comes to. You have to calculate this in a specific manner. There is no other way of calculating the total tax liability. Please mark important, you have to calculate, and any of the sum, in any sums coming in future, you have to calculate it in this manner only. Okay, so calculate 1,11,143 at the rate of 20%. Don't consider this section, it is irrelevant. Amount comes to rupees 22,229 less rebate under section 87A. Since it is less than 5 lakhs, you will get a deduction of 2,000, that comes to rupees 20,229. Add education cess at the rate 2% and secondary higher education. See, you have seen this now, this part. You can do it in exam also directly at the rate of 3%, but you write this statement. Don't do time pass in writing. First education cess, then add again secondary higher education cess. Since the question given in the practice manual has already solved this, that means it is an acceptable pattern. So directly calculate at the rate of 3%, education cess at the rate 2%, and secondary and higher education cess at the rate of 1%, 607. Total liabilities come to rupees 20,836. As I told you, since it is more than 5, it has gone to a upper figure, 40,000 round off. I hope the sum has been clear and sound. So you just need to write the notes. That's it. The note given back over here is relevant. Please read it once you will understand what it is. That's it. Question number 13 is very important. Please write exam.